Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly video. So this one might be a little chaotic, I'm not gonna lie, because I want to talk about four different things and they are kind of related but not really, but they all have to do with self-care and just some things I've learned these past days, weeks, etc. And yeah, they are very different, but then again, they're not. So I'm just going to jump in and, we'll see how I'm going to mix it all together in the end. First, I just listened to a podcast by Brene called Unlocking Us. And she had a lovely conversation with her friend Karen. Let me get her last name right. Hold on. Karen Walrond. Right, Karen Walrond. That's a dear friend of hers, and she has written some amazing books, very insightful about how to have joy, how to take care of yourself, and also be able to make a difference in the world. And basically, she's an expert on self-care on a whole different level, just like Brene herself is. And so they have this wonderful conversation. It's a little over half an hour, that particular episode. And they're actually deconstructing some of their own things and taking you along for the ride. So, highly recommend that one. Well, as I was listening to that, Karen said something about rhythms. And here's the thing. You know that right within COVID, and now on the back end of COVID, and with Ukraine being topsy-turvy and all that, it can feel like you're not having too much energy, right? You can feel a little low, you can feel a little down, even a little unraveled. Like I don't know how I'm gonna find my happiness today. I'm just gonna give it a try, but I just don't feel it today, right? And you can have several days of that, or even several weeks, several months, and it doesn't automatically mean you're depressed, but it does mean that it just takes extra effort to get to your normal pace, to your normal energy. You kind of feel off, right? I know a lot of us have that, and it can worry you because you don't want that. You don't want to be weak. You don't want to feel weak. You don't. It's just a lot of people judge ourselves for that, and we can even judge each other for that. Oh, come on, just buck up. Just go for it. Just get over it already. And Karen has this amazing view that everything natural in our world has a rhythm. Like the ocean has ebb and flow, the moon has its phases, the world itself it has seasons, and those are some examples she gave. And you have the nocturnal animals and you have the animals who go into deep sleep during winter time and then they wake up during springtime. The entire world is built of periods of low energy and high energy. And some people get triggered by everything that's going on and like, yes, we're going for it, come on, let's do things, where others just are not in that period right now. And if you realize that everything that we know has this rhythm of low energy and high energy, of go time and rest time, of being there for others versus being there for yourself time, and you realize that that rhythm is a natural flow of life, then maybe it becomes a little easier to not judge yourself and not panic when you're having a less energetic period, but to just go with it, to accept it, to recognize it for what it is, to have a little extra self-care, to have a little extra self-compassion, to take a step back from some things in your life, to take a little break, to rest a little more, to drink a little more water. That's actually something that she suggested as well. To find little joys in life, to actually make finding joy in life a daily routine, which is a very good tip that she gave. If you have a routine that helps you find even one good thing, one thing that brings you joy or gratitude in the day, and you take that with you when you go to bed and you reflect on that, then that just gives your entire day just that little bit of joy that you need to have enough energy to keep going and to be in the world and to be your best self in the world. And it's just simple things like that, those little self-care things that you can do that are just so important to recognize as a rhythm and not a weakness. So if that happens to you, if you're in that period, don't panic, don't judge yourself, don't be too harsh on yourself, and don't think, oh, I just have to push through. This is not the time for pushing through. This is the time for resting and self-care and recharge and being kind to yourself and finding a purpose again. And even find this purpose every day is also something she advises. Do this little tiny purposeful thing. It can just be looking something up to educate yourself on something, but just something that gives you purpose, right? And if you just every day you do these little things, these tiny steps, and you are just kind to yourself, and you do a little thing that keeps you healthy, and you do these little things, and you don't judge yourself. You don't put yourself down for not being there 100%. You just use that self-care and self-compassion to build yourself back up to that time of more energy. Like after the ebb of the ocean, there's the flow of the ocean. So if you're in an ebb period, just know that you can slowly build towards that flow period again. And then at some point, that is going to dwindle down and it's going to be ebb period again. And that's going to be okay because at that point, you know that it's a rhythm and you know that it's okay to get along with that. There is nothing to be concerned about. That is not a weakness, but that is just life. So I thought that was probably an important thing to start with. I've actually just learned this like 2 hours ago, but it made such an impact on me that I figured I have to start with that, right? So that's that one. Now, with this whole if you're feeling a little low thing, I realized that what is really, really important is boundaries, right? Your own boundaries. And I've talked about this before, how important that is. But I just had an insight today, and I want to share that with you. I am one of those people who can usually see a lot of sides from different things, right? If someone is angry, I usually see that it's not anger, but it is hurt or not feeling understood or not feeling seen, or it's something out of their control. So sometimes someone in your life goes through a healing process, and they've been doing very well for a while. Interesting. Well. Anyway, they've been doing very well for a while, and then suddenly they get into these odd behaviors, and they can kind of drag you down with it. They can kind of unload on you and get some jabs in there. You're like, well, I don't deserve this. I don't want this in my life. But here's the thing. I can see the pain behind it. So it's very hard for me to get angry at that. It's very hard for me to shut that person out, or to call them out on that, because I see what's behind it and I see the struggle. So I was kind of struggling with that because on the one hand, I know how important it is to respect myself, to respect my boundaries, and to not let someone disrespect me like that. Do not let someone cross me like that, use me like that, abuse me like that, even if it is unintentional. I know that, and I know that level of self care that I need to do that. On the other hand, I also know that it's not an intentional thing, and I can't really, in good conscience, that's just me, I can't really get too upset with them because I can see behind it. So that leaves me in an interesting spot, and I realized that it's actually very easy. I can respect everything and everyone and every single process everyone is going through. But for my sanity, for my self care, I need to respect myself above that because their journey is not my life. Their journey is not my problem. So I need to respect myself a little more than I can respect their journey, whatever it is they're going through. Because at that point, I can say, I'm not angry, I'm not upset, but I am going to take a step back. I am going to disengage from your healing process because this is yours. This is your healing process. You're going through it. It's not mine. And I am not interested in being a part of it because there is a side of your healing process that is actually causing me harm. And I didn't ask for that and I don't deserve that. So I choose to take a step back. I choose to disengage from the process, not from you as a person, not from you as a human being, but in this process, I'm just not going to be invested. I am not going to have my energy be going to your issues. That is a level of respecting both, but respecting myself first. So that's something that I just realized today. And I'm just going to try that out in the next couple of, I don't know, days, weeks, months. We'll see. Just, and it might feel very cold to someone, but I'm a very empathic person, right? I'm always like, oh, you could, I'm always there for you, and you can always be there, talk to me and all that. And that's true. But with certain people, there's just this level of old pain and nastiness that comes with it that I just don't need in my life. So I'm going to disengage while all that is happening. And that way I can still be normal with that person. That way I can still respect that person, be cordial to this person. Just not at the level they expect me to. And I've realized that that is very much okay. So that is something. That's the second one. Getting back to what I said before with the life rhythm things, I already kind of mentioned that this joy and gratitude. How having little moments of joy and gratitude are really important to keep your energy up. I learned that today as well from that same podcast. Joy can feel like something that is almost rude in a world where a lot is happening, where a lot of people are suffering. It can feel wrong to feel joy, but the same person, Karen, actually says joy is the thing that keeps us going. If I don't feel joy, if I stop myself from celebrating, if I stop myself from experiencing joy and gratitude, how the hell am I going to stand up for other people and for their joy? I need my own joy, my own gratitude practices daily to get my energy up, to get my best self out in order to properly be there for others. joy is what drives us. Joy is such an important thing in life for us to be in, to recharge, to rejoice. And if you have this many things and this many beautiful opportunities, how rude is it to not be grateful for that, to not rejoice that you have this? It would actually be a disservice to not have it. That would be ungrateful. If you have this, all of this, and you're only going to invest in like the sadness of the world, and it's going to bring you down, while you have all these beautiful things that you just have, and you're going to let the world bring you down, and therefore not being able to help anyone else. How does that helps no one, right? So joy is almost like air. You need it. So find your joy in life every single day. Find your gratitude in life every single day, and build that energy. Build that self-care, build that practice, because if it's a practice, if it's a habit, it is something that comes natural, and it is something that will keep you grounded, and that will keep you bolstered and feeling good, and having a baseline of something positive, even if life isn't positive, and that can really help you get through life. So those are just things that I've learned today, right? One more thing, and that is the importance of belonging. I realized, again, this case, not with the help of Karen, but with the help of Brene, I realized that I will no longer settle for anything less than a feeling of belonging in my life. And the reason is this. It is easy to fit in. When you fit in, you kind of tweak yourself in a way that make others like you, and you feel really happy in the moment, but it's usually not lasting, because if fitting in is lasting, then you're kind of losing a little bit of yourself. So it's fun for a moment, but it's not something I aspire to do for anything more than maybe an hour in a fun group of people, and then I'm out, right? Now, belonging. And Brene writes about this in her book Atlas of the Heart. Belonging is this core feeling of being able to be yourself and being 100% loved and accepted for that. Not having to try to be anyone else, not having to make an effort to try to be something you're not, but to just be yourself and have people love and respect and like you, and be part of your circle, be part of your tribe, just as you are. People who love your weirdness, who love your quirks, who love your sensitivity, who love your daily singing, who love your weird moods, and who may not love everything about it, but they accept it. They know that's who you are, and they make you feel welcome with everything. And those are the people I want in my life. Those are the people I want in my circle. Those are the people I want in my family. Those are the people I want at my job. Those are the people I want in my Facebook pages. Those are the people I want to talk to. Those are the people I want to get to know. Those are the people I'm interested in surrounding myself with. And anything less than that feels like settling. And I do not feel like settling in my life when I am working so hard to figure out who I am and who I want to be and what my values are and where I am in this world. So with all this sorted out and working on everything that I just said, this whole feeling of belonging is so at the core of things, and I just keep bumping into that word. It was in my timeline on Facebook like a year ago, and it came back in this book and in listening to a podcast, and it just keeps coming back, and that it has a reason. Or something keeps coming back in your life. It has a reason. So this one definitely has reason. I need to feel like I belong. I don't want to fit in. I want to belong. I need to belong. And anything less than that is not something I'm interested in long term. For a little while, sure, but not long term. So that is a deep, deep insight along with everything else. Yeah, oh, this is a long video. Oh my, 20 plus minutes. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all the insights I've had bundled up in a 20 plus minute video. Sorry about that. I told you it was going to be chaotic. I didn't know it's going to be long. Kind of figures with so many subjects and not having to also say where they came from, because I'm not just going to shout out things and not give the background and not give the proper people the respect of, you know, telling their names, the books, the podcast, etc. So all this insight comes from myself with the help of Brene Brown and Karen. Let me look up her name again. Karen Walrond. These two ladies helped me tremendously in getting these insights, and now I'm sharing them with you guys because, hey, if it helps me, it might actually help someone else. So, quick recap. Don't get scared or get judgmental about periods of life when you're feeling low, because life has rhythms and this may just be part of that rhythm of life. So be gentle with yourself. Joy and gratitude are not dirty words, they are the things that keep us going. So make sure you make it a daily habit to find joy and gratitude in life. Respecting yourself a little more than respecting others helps you set boundaries in a way that is comfortable. And belonging, the feeling of belonging, for me is so important because I belong to myself first and I don't want to change that for anyone. So I need to belong. Those were the things I just talked about. I'm proud of you if you made it through this far. And if you didn't, that's okay. Maybe you just clicked on some parts of it. Maybe you stuck it out. I don't know. Anyway, whether you've seen the whole thing or not, thank you for watching. Thank you for trying to. And yeah, see you in the next video. I hope everyone is well. I love you all. Bye bye.